We hit a damn good Locky two-step and Locky Trinity parlay last week at UFC Vegas 103 as Hyder Emil comes through as the lock of the night play, but also the first step in the Locky two-step. Mario Pinto, after a little bit of a shaky first round, ends up getting an emphatic knockout in the second round of his matchup against Austin Lane, and that catches a plus 256 Locky two-step for us last week. And then to cap it off, Ramazan Tamirov, a little bit closer of a fight than I'd had hoped for it to be, but he cashes the Locky Trinity for us, and that cashes a plus 540 three-leg parlay. So we got another juicy one for you guys for this weekend's card. And again, I'm not making it a habit that I'm going to be parlaying underdogs and trying to get these crazy lines. It's just spots that I feel confident in. It just so happened last week that we had some very confident spots that had some damn good lines. And it might be this week as well where we have some damn good spots with damn good lines that I feel pretty damn good confident about. So see if we can actually cash these spots for you guys. Reminder, there's a ton of MMA going down this weekend. We got OKTAGON, KSW, Cage Warriors, and then UFC obviously all going down on Saturday. I dropped a Cage Warriors breakdown for you guys earlier today. So check that out on the YouTube page. And then I have track plays for all those cards on the MMA LOT and Patreon page, link in the description below. And that's also where you'll be able to get the Locky Trinity, Locky two-step parlays way before the public. When I drop it on Thursdays or Fridays of fight week, I normally drop it on Mondays of fight week so we can get better odds. And that's what you're going to see when I talk about the parlay that I have for you guys for this week. Much better odds when we locked it in earlier this week before the lines start to move. So just another perk of the MMA LOT and Patreon page. Link in the description below. All right, let's get right into this bad boy. First step up is going to be Chris Gutierrez taking on John Castaneda. I am kind of surprised that the line is as close as it is here, as Gutierrez often finds himself as a pretty big favorite against guys that are of that archetype of John Castaneda. We know Gutierrez does a great job in terms of picking his calf or picking his opponent's calf apart right from jump, often just staying very aggressive with it and then letting them make mistakes so that he can capitalize with his hands and his straight shots down the pipe. I think that's going to cause Castaneda a ton of trouble here, just as it did in his previous fight against Daniel Marcos, where he fought a guy similar to Chris Gutierrez, although I think Marcos is a better version of Gutierrez. But that should not stop Gutierrez's ability to keep pounding on Castaneda here and win a classic Gutierrez decision. And I love him to start off the Locky two-step. The second step in the Locky two-step is going to be in the main event. I'm going Anu Magomed Ankalaev as he takes on Alex Pereira. I believe Ankalaev has the striking to be competitive with Pereira, has the striking to potentially land a knockout blow as well if he needs to, but also having that wrestling in his back pocket will allow him to dictate where this fight takes place and often be in command of where it, how fast it takes place, the pace, where it takes place as well. I think he's going to have all the advantages in this fight. As long as he doesn't get bonked with that crazy Pereira power, he should do a good enough job in terms of keeping Pereira on the defensive and grinding this fight out, showcasing us a classic Ankalaev performance and new light heavyweight champion, but more importantly, cashing our Locky two-step for us. Now, earlier this week, I was able to lock it in at plus 298. As of this recording, you can now get it at plus 274. Spinning it on over to the Locky Trinity. If you want to complete it here, we're going to go co-main event with Justin Gaethje as he takes on Rafael Fiziev. Now, I'm kind of surprised that the line is, moving as much as it is in Fiziev's favor. Fiziev was obviously a minus 200 the first time they met 2 years ago. Now he's coming in on a week and a half notice, having to cut the weight, having to travel all the way across the world, and getting this super abbreviated training camp against a guy that already has a win over him, and he still finds himself as the minus 170 favorite. I don't completely understand that. I think Gaethje showcased in the first fight that his experience will start to allow him to pull away later on in this matchup, and not to mention the ACL surgery and recovery and layoff that Fiziev is coming off of. That's going to work against him here, being thrown right back into the sharks against a guy in Gaethje who's going to make it hell for him with those leg kicks, throwing combinations in the pocket, hopefully showcasing his durability as he always does, and eventually going out there and getting that decision win over Fiziev here. So I'm going to take advantage of it in the parlay as a straight up piece as well, plus 130. But in this Locky Trinity, I was able to lock it in earlier this week at plus 812. 812, but now you can get it at plus 780. So again, earlier in the week, much better. if you're able to hop on the MMA LOT and Patreon page so you can get that better line. Hopefully it ends up cashing for us. I feel pretty damn good about it. Let's try to cash this ticket. All right. I'll be back in a few hours to drop the UFC 313 prop drop, talking about all the props on every single fight on this card. See you guys then. Peace.